Okay. Sicilian. The delayed Bowdler attack. I'm just going to bring my pieces out in castle. I have no no big antidote for this. Yeah, that's why you want your king out of the center, because this push can be annoying. So I can put the bishop here and then the queen here, or I can... Yeah, I guess that's the right way to do it. Bishop here first. And queen here, threatening to take this pawn. Also unpinning the knight in advance. Now let's keep the knight out of this square. Yeah, you know, he could have, if we go back, instead of playing g3, maybe he could have played the knight here. I take with check. King moves, but then I have to rescue the bishop and the knight. So I probably should have played a6 first. Anyway, I mean, yeah, a6. Anyway, it's played now. I think I go here. Just open up my light squared bishop. Now, should I just take that? Should I let him take my bishop? I can't let him take my knight, I guess. It makes too much of a mess of my position. I can put my knight here. Let him take my bishop. See, if he takes my bishop, I'll take back with the queen, and then I can swing over here and maybe attack these pawns. This one, I can't go to here because of his bishop. Okay, Lenny 63 is thinking about this. He decided to take the bishop. Okay, taking the bait. Put the rook there. Okay, so he's got a rook and a queen on it. I can't play that move. Can play here. Just trying to soften up his king position. There we go. Aha, he thinks he can take this. The rook, yeah, that's not good. Rook takes, knight takes, queen takes. It's not particularly good for him. This pin is maybe a bit annoying. Let's just get rid of his light squared bishop. His Bowdler bishop. Okay, it's gone. Now I can defend this with the pawn. if he tries to attack my knight. And now I can move my knight if he doesn't take it. Or I can push this pawn. I like pushing this pawn. Rook here maybe, then push the pawn. I guess he takes the knight first. Okay, let's save this knight. Can this knight be saved? Going to bring the other rook out next. This is close to getting trapped, but it's not there. So I'm thinking I'll just bring the rook here to here to neutralize his rook and then trap his bishop. So he does that. Anyway, yeah, let's bring this rook out. If he takes, I can take back. If he pushes, I'll take with the queen, I guess. So if he takes that pawn, that is 2 pieces for a queen. If I push this pawn, I could step aside and then push here to trap his bishop. This also defends here, right? He takes, I take, he takes, I take. I come out a rook up. And I can still lift this rook if I need to. So yeah, if he lets me get in the move g5, he'll be in trouble. He could stop it now by playing rook to f1. Or queen to f2. Well, he's thinking. He probably doesn't like either of those options, huh? Okay, I don't see where that bishop is going. And now if he plays rook f1 or queen f2, I'll just take the bishop. Might as well trade everything out. Yeah, and I got a fork at the end. So even if he gets a bunch of pawns, I think I'll have enough material here to win. All right, he resigned. That was an interesting game. Here, let's. I want to go back to the previous game now that I won one. That was the Scandinavian defense. Yeah, I wasn't playing any set way. I was just doing some interesting moves, I thought. I thought this was okay. But I got in trouble here. Right. Because when he went here with the queen, he's threatening this rook. Which is interesting. So I take the pawn. He takes here. Go here. He's still threatening this rook, but I guess it's still okay at this point. Go here. He goes there. I need to just back off here. I can't take that pawn. If I take with the rook, he takes here with check. And I can't take with the queen, so I need to just move the queen away. Let's check what the computer says. Computer says I'm doing good. Plus 1.7. It says I can take the rook. Because why? This is funny. Let's see. If he takes this rook. Oh, whoa. When I come back, it's check. It's a discovered check. He has to take my queen to get rid of the discovered check. Then I can take his rook with check. And then I can take his queen. Wow. That is quite a nice sequence. Taking advantage of the discovered check. So, and then it's rook and bishop versus rook and knight, and I have an extra pawn. That would have been pretty close. Okay, yeah, I just wasn't seeing a lot in this game. So this discovered check along the diagonal is pretty powerful. So even though this loses a whole rook, this gains back the queen. Yeah, either has to take the queen or move his king. If he moves his king, this is even worse, I guess. Yeah, it's about the same. Okay. Let's go play another game. Okay, time for d4. Oh, he aborted. Okay. New opponent. Okay, we're going to get a regular, yes, we'll get a regular queen's pawn opening. Yeah. Funny. Yeah, the AI was saying take with the rook exactly as I was saying don't take with the rook. Okay, this is kind of a slow move, but it does prevent the pin here. What do I do? I think this is okay for me. Yeah, he's got a pin on my knight here, so let's stop that. And then let's kick his knight. Really? So when I push this pawn, oh, he'll take my bishop. Okay. Well, this is a wacky opening for sure. I have an open G file now. Let's see if I can take advantage of it. He can't pin me at the moment because this pawn is in the way. And I'm threatening his rook, or his knight, with my bishop. That was the idea. So I can bring the bishop out here. Let's move the rook first. And maybe I should have taken the pawn. But I didn't want to trade queens especially. He's going to force me to do something about this pawn, huh? Yeah, one thing I can do is open up this file towards his king. He's gonna manage to trade queens anyhow, yeah. What a bum. What a bum. That was all checks, so I didn't have time to take his knight. Yeah. Now what you gonna do? You gonna move that knight? You should go here with the knight. He went there. Okay, so he wants to take advantage of this awkward position, my lack of development, and put his knight in here. Castles. So if I kick the knight, he'll take here. He can take there anyway. To have something good, maybe soften these up. If he checks me, I might develop my bishop here. He decided to do that. Yeah, so I was thinking I would take here first. Although he can take my yeah. He can take that. Yeah, so I have a check, and then I can take his rook, but it's just a trade. If I go here and he lifts his rook to defend it, he might bring the bishop back to defend it. How about the knight? If he goes here with check, the rook protects. If he goes here with check, I'll bring the bishop out. Okay, I'm going to put some pressure on that knight. He can check me here, and it'll be 2 pieces for a rook. Or he can defend the knight. And then I'll take that pawn. Okay, so I get this pawn. Cool. Gives a diagonal for my bishop too. Check, he takes, check, moves, check. I take the rook. So I sacrifice the knight and gain a rook. Does that work? Knight here, check, bishop takes. Rook here, check. Oh, after bishop takes this, he is defended, so he doesn't have to move his king here. I could check first. Okay, he decided to go that way. Let's get this check in then. This will pin the bishop. Okay, he didn't want his bishop pinned, so he decides to chase my... The bishop defends the rook, so the knight can... let's see, I could go here. I guess it has to go back here. Oh, if it goes back here, it blocks the bishop. See, I go back here. He takes the rook, and then I can check and take rook. But that's not a good exchange, is it? Here. Okay, let's get the bishop off the back rank. He should have attacked the bishop with his knight. There, I'll harass the rook. Shoot. Yeah, I made a blunder. Can take this pawn. Well, I can come here, I guess. Okay, so let's get this out of the dependent situation that it is in. Yeah, it's a complicated situation. So I could take that. Guard against the check here. If he takes my knight, I'll take his knight. But that wasn't especially a good exchange for me. Yeah, I just won with the time here. It was a surprisingly complicated situation. Here, let's look at a few things. If we go back to the beginning. What does the computer recommend in this one? It recommends that, but what I played is okay too. That, and then I should just take it. Yeah, so this equalizes. Yeah, I was thinking about this move too, but it likes the move I played. So equal, equal, then kick the knight. It doesn't like that. It does not like kicking the knight. Just develop my knight. Then I'm in a little bit of trouble here, actually. I should. One of my options is just to retreat the bishop, protecting this pawn, letting his knight go into this square. That would be an annoying position. Okay, so my kicking of the knight was overly aggressive. Here, let's play a new opponent. All right, we did a Sicilian here. Let's do e4, e5. Ah, the old King's Gambit. So I'm trying to play the Fischer defense, trying to learn it. I'm playing this so I can get in g4 if I need to. So now his knight can't come here. And I can develop my knight. So this seems okay. Put the rook here. Pressure on the pawn. Let's see what he's going to do. Brings the bishop back. Okay, so bring the knight out. Bring the bishop out. I might bring the bishop out. Get it on this diagonal and increase the pressure on the center. And I'll push on with c4 maybe. c5, rook c8, that kind of thing. He wants to, well, let's see what his reaction is to c5. Is he going to respond? Yeah, White has set up a big center and is just developing his pieces behind it. It's kind of a classical way to proceed. Yeah, it seems to be working okay. But I'm going to try and snipe his center here. Ah, so he finally did it. So then I can put my knight here. He will take it. I need this knight out of the way. Or I could put my knight here. bring this one here to here. Just want to open up this bishop's diagonal here. Let's see, I guess I'm also threatening to just take this pawn too, because this one is pinned against his queen. So he defended the pawn. Okay, how many defenders do we have here? We have a knight, a queen, and a rook defending this pawn, and here we have a knight, and a rook attacking it. So let's see, I play knight takes knight, say he exchanges bishops first, and then he takes back. I take that knight, and he really can't take back. Really can't take back because it's defended with the rook. So yeah, he can't take with the queen. If he takes with the knight, I can just take it. And this is looking good, I think. I don't know, maybe it's not quite pinned, is it? When I move the knight, he has to trade out here, but it'll be queen and rook for queen and rook, so I guess it's okay. So we got the queen out of the way. Smart. Smart, smart, smart. So I could go back here, or I could go back here. Over on the king side and put pressure on this pawn. Interesting. Now, so he wants to get rid of my bishop. That's his idea. Okay, let's first trade rooks. Second, we will trade bishops. So this isn't pinned anymore. And then we'll just let him take my bishop. I think I'll take here with check. I mean, I have to be careful because after he takes and I take back, this will be pinned. I have a check here. Or I could just take this pawn. Let's see, I have to be careful. I take the pawn, he might deliver this check. So he goes that way. See, I could go here. Yeah, okay, I take the pawn. If he goes here with check, I take with the knight, defending this bishop. I guess this is okay. Oh, he just wanted another pawn. Let's attack his bishop. I mean, he could have grabbed this pawn. Going to move the knight soon. It'd be like a double attack on the rook and the bishop, but then knight e7. He had knight e7. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he had something. And he doesn't have a knight e7 check now. But, yeah, let's attack that rook. And the bishop. We can go back and try knight e7. So let's see, I could take the rook instead of the bishop. Anyway, yeah, let's look at knight e7 in the he resigned. Okay, in the analysis room here. Move 24. Yeah, these King's Gambit games get really complicated. So instead of instead of rook e7, he had knight e7. It just wins the exchange. Do I have any compensation here? Well, let's back up. First of all, is knight e7 the best he can do? Yep, knight e7 is the recommended move, but it says it's even after that. Knight e7, king here, knight takes, and it's a 0-0 evaluation. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have like 3 pawns for the exchange. But he can keep me busy with checks and stuff. Oh, that's me. I play queen c5 check. Bishop here, how about? Going back. Queen here. It's all 0-0 everywhere you look. Okay, let's get another game. Well, maybe I'll make it to 1750. We'll see. Okay, he goes for an immediate fianchetto. I'm still playing in English. Looks like he's the sort of person who plays the King's Indian against anything. But I found that the Botvinnik setup is good for confusing the King's Indian player. Plus, I get a lot of kind of free moves that I can play without thinking too hard. So I could expand on the king side or on the queen side here. Might be interesting to expand on the queen side for a change. Yeah, especially after that. Although the advantage of expanding on the king side is you can preempt f5. But anyway, I'm going bishop e3, maybe king h2, and then start pushing on the king side, queen side here. Yeah, especially if he does that. And just start pushing. And then when he plays f4, I'll be able to take, and that opens up this diagonal. It's kind of a good thing. I do have to be careful about opening this diagonal suddenly. If this diagonal suddenly becomes open, here, let's get the rook off the diagonal. Yeah, he's not really threatening my h3 pawn. A lot of times you play king h2 to defend it together with the bishop because he can pile up pressure on it. But if he's not doing that, well, the other thing is the king on h2 defends g3. So when you play f4, g3 is defended. Yeah, let's just slowly push these pawns and see if he ever flinches. I want to get rid of this pawn so I can get a knight on this square. Yeah. Okay. Now his bishop is pretty useless. And there is the famous f4, but I mean f5, but I can play f4 here. He can take and give himself a passed pawn. But I can undermine his center. And his king side is weakened. But this is what I said about the king on h2. This pawn here at g3 is, in fact, a weakness. I wonder, I could just keep pushing. Yeah, if I take this pawn, his bishop will take, and he'll put pressure on here immediately. If I push, he can blockade with his knight. I think I'll take this way. And put pressure on that pawn. His king is looking kind of shaky. Trade off the rook. He takes with the queen, bring another rook over. Just take the pawn. I guess he could defend the pawn here. Oh, he decided to take first. Whoa, he's not even going to defend that pawn. Huh. Okay. So I was thinking maybe I play g4 so I can bring the knight out to g3. So I guess he's thinking he's got a passed pawn here and he's going to win. But he's got a lot of weaknesses. Should I drop back here? I guess that's better than the alternative. So I want to get my knight to this square. Okay, he's putting pressure here. It's true. But he blocked the queen's view of this pawn. Bishop dropping back to defend, then I play bishop here. Bishop over here again. Knight here, check. Yeah, I guess it doesn't do much. I have a check here, which should fork the king and queen. Let's see, I can bring my queen over here and put some indirect pressure on that knight. But I can't do it while the bishop is hanging. Hanging fire. Okay, he's going to try and get his bishop back in the game. My bishop defends, my knight defends the bishop here. So maybe I should have moved the bishop back here in the first place. Okay, so now I can try and break through on the queen side. This is all pretty solid here. Okay, when I take, queen has to move, yeah. And I can take over here. He can't take here yet. And now push this pawn. Can't do much about these pawns on light squares. He just has the knight and the queen and the dark squared bishop with a lot of dark squared pawns. I can place a bishop here and I can just gradually inch these pawns forward, I think. Can jump in here or here. Okay, I need to defend this anyway. And I want to keep this this pawn. Defending my bishop. I could draw my bishop back and take the knight, but then I lose this pawn. Don't want to do that. Could push this pawn forward. Oh, he wants to trade queens. So I take, he takes. I push and push, and I have these pawns that I can have these pawns that I can queen pretty quickly, can't I? Huh. Watch out for the fork. Okay. Yeah, if I move the bishop. Okay, well, that's funny. I go here with check and he takes this pawn, huh? So I have to maneuver this bishop in somehow. Well, I went on time again.